Did you know you can have an Airbnb business card, and more importantly, did you know there's enough people out there who's creating simple hacks to, A, land them direct booking, B, promoting their brand using Airbnb, and C, really understanding what are the opportunities behind a business card for Airbnb. So guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is Piers from growairbnb.com. Look, we have worked with over 1900 properties all over the world, and reality is I've got a team of people who spend thousands of minutes in actual Airbnb account all over the world. We're constantly looking for the best opportunities for our clients, looking at places in New York, looking at places in Australia where it's heavily driven on Airbnb listings. They've got a much more better return, a lot more better competition, and we keep actually learning, eventually also implementing that for some of our clients depending on how they feel about it. But in this video I want to talk about an Airbnb hack, which is quite importantly what I see from online market is quite, a lot of people are doing it. So something that Airbnb might be worried about, but it's not. As long as you're working with Airbnb, I would then, like today's video, I'll show you why I think that isn't the right way to do it, but also I feel like why and how it can help the brand, help the business at the end of the day. So guys, welcome to another video, another hack, and hope you like it, and I hope you learn and implement from this video. Any business card or any Airbnb business card is there to communicate with your guests, there to actually talk about your brand message and actually make people a lot more confident. Because look, at the end of the day, a lot of people don't think that Airbnb or you have gone into your listing and made those changes. From an end user perspective, we think that Airbnb has done that anyway, or your potential guest think that Airbnb has done that. So without further ado, let me show you my screen. Firstly, talk about what's important in your Airbnb business card hack and how you can start implementing that into your listings. So firstly, let me talk to you about the 5 things. The Airbnb business card, typically you can see it includes information like the property name, very much important because then people can talk about it. Your host name, right? If you've got a host name, or if you're hosting by a company. In terms of contact information, that's something a lot of people, so that I hope that you understand. Look, I've seen people doing it. I don't agree to it. You shouldn't be. Airbnb are 100% not a massive fan of putting contact information on those business cards, purely because you're driving away customer from their platform. Is it worth putting description of the property? 100, again, for me personally, it's not. It's probably more to talk about what you can offer, talk about the experience, so you can really pick and choose the hack. I'm only sharing and going by what's available out there. And lastly, think about visual elements. Can you share your logo in the slightest way possible that gives people a trust as a business? So without further ado, I'm going to do a bit of search on New York, and let's find, because again, New York being such a big city, there's always somebody who has a different technique they use into their marketing strategy on Airbnb. So as you can see, I'm here in New York. It's actually one of the places I definitely want to visit next year. Let's say 1st of September to 30th, let's do 2 guests, and let's do search. So you see, look, many videos I've done about reviews, that's a great, the flat's perfectly conditioned, it doesn't look wow, but for me that gives, that definitely means the host is a professional host, very much so, like looking after the guest, because look, sometimes you don't have to have the best looking property. What I generally look at is the modern setup, because what it does, it gives me an understanding of A, who they are, and secondly, I know it's generally run by a management company or something. Now you can see here, it clearly says it's hosted by Saunders NYC, right? And more importantly, the business card hack you're going to see from here is this. So a customer would generally go, great looking property, they're looking at the picture, they're looking at the gym, amazing gym. Then I go there and it's straight away a very, very innovative style, very unique style. They've now approached the vision, being on a mobile phone. That's generally what a lot of clients are. The vision, the type of property they're setting up. They're talking about what type of setup they're doing. They're telling about how you're one step away to just being on their app, on their phone, the Saunders app, there you go, to put you in control. And lastly, also sells all that 30 cities they've got with a slight branding on the right hand side. Now, that is a hack, because what they've done is they're very user friendly. They've put a leaflet together, and they've been very cheeky enough to add it in between 4 or 5 of their properties, and eventually showcasing what they're offering at the end of the day. Lovely looking property, could see a great vibe, and as a result of that, they're charging a lot of money. So are Airbnb business card really useful? It can go two-way really, because the more people do it, obviously Airbnb has, you know, I like the fact that I only get a few hundred views in my videos, the fact that you guys who've watched this hopefully get to understand. It's a free video that we've done, hopefully let you understand how you can work with us to design those leaflets, to design your business cards, and eventually the idea of guest behavior. You know, I can see that company right now in New York has total understanding of their guest behaviors. I know where they're driving their business, and I see how the conversion rate could go higher based on, you know, if they've got 20, 50 listings or hundreds of listings, that 100 business card hacks in between the photo will definitely drive them anywhere between up to 10% on direct booking. So is it useful? Absolutely yes. Does it help communication with, you know, to pass on communication with guests? Absolutely yes. Does it create a brand awareness? 100%, because it obviously you can see from their app also how they word it, how they put a little logo on the right hand side. So eventually it is a hack. You do not have to use it all the time. In quite a month you can go in, you can put that in there, see how you feel. And in, you know, months you're busy, it might be worth removing it. Look, at the end of the day, a business card, doesn't matter if you run an Airbnb property, a short-term rental property, or any business, is important because it goes and shows how well you're set up as a business and how well you set up as a brand, and eventually a brand to flourish. I keep talking about how at this moment in time, you know, if you go into Airbnb in New York, we've seen just over 300 plus properties right now. The reality is this brand, Saunders, need to be something different. They need to do something different to attract themselves, the bookings, the quality bookings, the person that, you know, they want to achieve, like in terms of guest behaviors. You know, are they looking at longer? Because I was doing a search for a month. Quite expensive. Do I have an option to just Google their company now? Potentially yes. Can I then get a better deal? If I even save £1,000 by doing that, I'm in a better position. They've got a booking, and eventually everyone wins. So here you go. That is another way of hacks, another simple way a lot of operators are doing. Look, this is nothing new. You just need to go out there in the market and do your research. But what we're thinking is, how do you work with Airbnb? There's no, you know, at the end of the day, you do not want to be banned from Airbnb for doing things. I've seen people going out there, putting their numbers, putting their emails, certain things they've done, and I'm like, wow, that is not important, because at the end of the day, Airbnb will drive you a major part of your sales when you're first starting. So guys, I hope you enjoyed another Grow Your B&B video. Look, I've got a link down below if you ever want to have a question, work with us. If you're launching properties, want to make sure that you've launched it right with the 7 strategies we've got to get you those long-term booking from day one. Doesn't matter using OTA, doesn't matter using direct booking system, but the market placement you need to replicate every single time you launch a new property. Please drop a comment down below, or send us a message. Go to that link, you can book a call with myself too. And look, thank you so much for watching another Grow Your B&B video. We will be back with another video soon.